Hey guys, what's going on? It is July 30th of 2016, and as you can see, it has been a few months since my last video. Some of that is life, some of that's just me wanting to wait and make sure I have some news to fill you in on, really give myself some time to make some progression, see what happens, that kind of thing. Now, since last time we talked, things have been pretty good. They haven't been perfect, but they've been pretty decent. I have been doing alright with my mental health. Still taking my medications, I'm still seeing a therapist, I'm still working hard to try to recover from this and just take it a day at a time. I feel like in the last few months I've accepted what this is, accepted that this is going to be something lifelong, and that, I really got to stay vigilant, like I said in the very beginning. There's no, wondering if things are going to work themselves out, or giving up on therapy or medications and hoping, it won't happen again, that kind of thing. I just can't afford to do that anymore, especially after what happened. You saw the videos. I was in bad shape. That time was really marked by this obsession with suicide. Stress would lead me to think of suicide, would lead me back into bed and back to making videos where I just look like I'm on the brink. And thankfully, I have not had any kind of suicidal ideation or even really passing thoughts of that in about 5 months. It's a really good feeling. That was probably some of the very worst of it, because I really couldn't control it at all. It just felt like, okay, I'm stressed out, immediately I'm thinking of suicide. Very, very bad situation. Now, I'm sitting outside here. It's a really nice day. So if you see me squinting a little bit, that's why. It is pretty bright and sunny, and it's already 85 degrees, and it's about noon, I think. But, in general, things have been going well. I've been taking my medication. I am currently still on lamotrigine, Lamictal, taking 200 milligrams a day. And I'm also taking lorazepam to help me sleep and to control some anxiety problems. That is kind of the battle that I'm fighting right now, primarily is anxiety. Now I know the lorazepam is a benzodiazepine. It's not the right medication for everybody. It can be addictive, and it's a controlled substance. So don't get me wrong, I'm cautious with it. I don't want it to become my crutch or my habit or something I lean on constantly. I really try to reserve it for times that the anxiety is preventing me from sleeping, preventing me from being a functional adult and taking care of my business. I am also on a new medication called Buspardone. It is specifically for anxiety. It's like a long-term medication, not an antidepressant, but something that is supposed to take care of medication or take care of anxiety without being a benzo or a sedative or something like that. Lastly, I am taking trazodone, and that is like an old antidepressant. Apparently it was not particularly effective as an antidepressant, and so they found that its best use is as a sedative to help sleep. For me, it's worked pretty well, and it sure feels a lot safer to me and a lot more appropriate for me than Ambien, which you guys, if you watch my other videos, know that was not for me. I believe Ambien in some ways contributed and kind of sparked didn't spark it, but it really assisted in collapsing my mental health completely and revealing that I have bipolar disorder, which was always there, obviously, but I think the medication itself contributed. Now, I'm trying to think if I'm on any other medication. It's crazy. It just seems like there's so many medications I'm on. I got these pill bottles everywhere. I'm taking medications every day, twice a day, and that part can be tough. I never thought I would get to that point or that would happen, but it's better than being untreated and being continually frightened that the next episode is coming, which is the reason I don't stop taking my medications. I have a problem that I'm going to have to deal with the rest of my life, and if I start thinking I'm better every 5 minutes or every 5 months and stop taking my medication, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be right back to where I was. But in general, those things have been going good. I'm still seeing a therapist. Been seeing the same therapist for about 7 months now, which has been good. The continuity and the continuity and the just the constant help and really working on skills that I need to work on. We've started meeting once every 2 weeks now, since like kind of the crisis period is over. I would call this more like the skill building period. And she's working with me on something called dialectical behavior therapy, which I have found really, really helpful. It's kind of a method of therapy based on cognitive behavioral therapy for people with bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder. I think those two share issues with mood control. They share issues with poor decision making in relation to stress and anxiety. They share some problems with relationships. I have issues with relationships. I can't say they're all related to my mental health, but I think a good chunk of them are not knowing how to handle myself when I'm becoming depressed or hypomanic or experiencing strong anxiety. So in the past, that has been a problem for me, and us working through that has been really helpful for me. Gaining skills, being prepared to do like the opposite of what I would normally do. Like say I have anxiety and I'm in a job, I might quit the job, I might, become irritable, I might lose the job, and it's because I'm not responding appropriately to anxiety. I'm running off, I'm letting it turn me into a very irritable, very, not so pleasant person. And so the opposite of that is to stick around in an uncomfortable situation, to face it, to work hard at it, to accept that I have anxiety, but also to prevent myself from making a situation worse because I have anxiety. So that's something I've been working on. Just one of many skills, along with like mindfulness, which is a big part of that DBT, which I find really helpful to clear my mind, to really focus on what's going on, to give myself really tools to be able to stop in the moment and prevent myself from making bad decisions. Those things have been really, really helpful, and I feel for the first time in a long time I'm learning skills to affect my mental health rather than just leaning on therapy and hoping medication works. So probably the best, or the best movement that's been going on for me is I went back to school, and I've gone back to school for computer networking, which will take me until December of 2017 to complete. I'll have my degree in computer networking, also several certifications hopefully in things like programming and Linux and computer networking that will really be applicable to jobs. I currently still have a bachelor's degree in psychology and criminal justice. And you're thinking, why did you go back to school for computer networking? Well, I've come to the conclusion, and I think with a lot of years of understanding myself and experience, that social service work is not for me. I can't accept the stress of it. I can't accept some of the burnout that goes along with it, some of the my own inability to not bring that work home with me and to not think about it, to not, just enjoy my time outside of work. It just has not been possible for me. It's a high-stress field, low-paying field. There's not always a lot of job options, and quite typically they are not options where I could take those skills somewhere else. They're very much personal within an organization, or working for the state, which doesn't pay very well, or just basically not giving me the flexibility to move. But all in all, I hope that degree, I hope achieving a job afterwards will really start to change my life for the better. And this is the beginning of it. This is the build-up. This is the work hard and see the future in a little ways out, but I know if I work hard at it, good things can happen. I can start to change my life, move out of my dad's place, feel more independent both financially and otherwise, And I think that'll be a great thing. I'm really excited about what I'm studying. I feel like it's very concrete. It's got very fact and skill-based application, and it's also, very applicable to what's going on in the world in terms of computers, networking, programming, developing programs, all of that. I feel like that's not going to disappear anytime soon, it's very cool. Now, that is a big chunk of what I'm doing. I've just finished my first summer classes in IT Essentials and Linux Administration. I got A's in both of them, and I'm feeling good. I'm letting myself feel good for once. I feel relaxed, and I know I've earned it, and I'm not going to let myself convince myself otherwise. On the 13th of August, it's in about 2 weeks, I am going to Colorado. I'm going to go to Rocky Mountain National Park and camp, and I'm going to go to a place called Frisco and camp, which is up in the mountains, and it's a really nice area. It's like a big ski kind of area in the winter. It's not winter, it's a little quieter, very high elevation, great trails, supposed to be quiet, supposed to be very nice. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I am taking a girl that I started seeing, and that's kind of another piece of movement. I started seeing a girl in, I guess we actually started seeing each other in March. I hadn't said anything in my last video because it was kind of like, I don't really know if it's gonna pan out anything, but we met online, and to many of you that's probably not that shocking because things happen these days and you're savvy people, you're online watching YouTube videos of me ramble. I assume, you're not, so close-minded and old that you don't think that can happen and actually turn into something decent. Now, we did meet on Tinder. Yeah, I know, don't laugh. But it hasn't been one of those kind of like, let's hook up and, just disappear kind of things. She's about my age. We both have, hopes of a long-term relationship, something mature, something supportive, something where both people are ready to move on from the college hookup bullshit scene, if you will. And she's been supportive of me, and I mean that with the mental health stuff. I was very honest with her very early on, and I've learned that I have to do that now, and not because I want to embarrass myself or I want to get attention or I want to immediately start discussing my problems with someone I don't know very well, but I need to know if that's a problem for a person, and if it is, I don't want to waste their time, I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to feel bad about myself later. I have bipolar disorder. It's not going away. I have periods of depression, I have periods of anxiety, I will have periods of hypomania, and it's very likely, and it feels a bit like we met when I was somewhat hypomanic, pleasure seeking, not sleeping much, racing thoughts, drug use. And so those things have calmed down a bit. I'm able to be honest with her about what's going on, my medications, what happened during my episode, and the fact that this wasn't always me is so hard to describe to people. Like, I tell her, I'm like, hey, there were times when I was really better at dealing with stress. I was better at dealing with anxiety. I didn't worry about having some kind of breakdown where I'd want to kill myself. none of that stuff. None of it. And it helps me to be able to explain that to somebody, even if they didn't know me during that time. Because I don't want to feel like this has been my life the whole time, and that, this is what I'm into. Not into, but like, this is what I want to share immediately with someone, and it's the focus of my life. It's not. It's a part of my life, but it won't be the focus. Like, I want to live. I want to enjoy life. I want to be around somebody who likes me and wants to spend time with me and is supportive and someone I can support. And so far that's been what it's about. It's been a good thing. I think relationships are extremely important when you have mental health problems, both for the support and also for just the expression of yourself, to be able to talk to somebody, to be able to feel like you contribute something to someone else's life, to really gain normalcy again in your life when you've had what I would call a mental health breakdown, which is what happened to me. That's been good. It's been really nice to be around somebody, and I'm hoping it continues. But anyway, we're going to Colorado together. She's really into camping. I'm really into camping, which was awesome. I'm really appreciative. I found someone who likes to do the same things I do, or at least in that regard. Nature, camping, hiking, animals, swimming, like all those things, like outdoor, non-cell phone stuff, not Pokemon Go on our cell phone till 3 in the morning. I want to live life. I want to live life without a screen in front of me. And I say that as I'm taking a video, but I still want to talk to you guys too. And I want you to know, like always, that I'm thinking of you, that specifically I want to talk to the guy or the girl who's watching this video, and you may be in the beginning stages, you may be really hurting and in the middle of a bad episode, you may be wondering if it's ever getting better, if you'll ever get better, if things will ever normalize, if therapy is going to help, if medications are going to help, and I want to say yes to all of those. Seek therapy, seek medication, seek support from those around you. Be willing to be honest that you're struggling. Be willing to express yourself to other people, and even if it's just expressing yourself online through these videos, do that. Because there's people who will support you, there's people who do support you, if they know how you're struggling. And I can say that I know if you're out there and you're facing these problems, I know what you're struggling with. I know what it feels like to think about taking your life, and I know you can get better. I promise you can get better. I really, really do. If you watch my videos, my early ones, I was convinced I would not get better. And I think I probably told you guys that, but I really still wanted other people to see that, hey, this is what bipolar disorder is. And I thank God every day. I'm not religious, but I thank God I'm alive. I'm so glad that things changed, that there was help out there, that my family didn't give up on me, that I went to the hospital twice. I mean, who would ever be thankful for a mental health hospital? I am, because God, it made me safe for just a minute, just long enough to think, and just long enough for someone to take a look, ask me the right questions, and understand the disease that I have, the mental health illness that I have. And I want you guys to know, if it's depression, if it's anxiety, if it's bipolar disorder, if it's schizophrenia, if it's any of these things, there's help. There are people who support you, and I support you. I think of you, even if I don't know you, even if I've never seen your face or met you. We're connected because we're human beings, and because people don't deserve to suffer. They don't. And this is a disease. This is something that doctors can and should help you with. This is something that your family will take time to understand, probably, but that they will understand this is a disease. This is not a choice. This is not any of those things. But I want you to know that these things do pass. Things do get better. You will get better. And I will remind you that every video, even if I have to ramble for hours, I'm going to remind you of that. Because I'm not going to have you watch these videos and feel like they don't have a chance to get better. Because I make these so you feel like you have a chance to get better. And so I have a chance to share what's going on in my life, this progression, this journey, because it is a journey. It's not going to be over tomorrow. It's not going to be over in a year. It's not over right now. It's going to keep being a battle in some ways. It's going to keep making me fight. It's going to keep making me be extremely vigilant about my mental health, refuse to leave therapy, refuse to stop taking my medications. I have to do these things now because I want to live my life. I want to live. I want to be alive. And I want to do the things that I always wanted to do. And I think this is the beginning for me. I think this is the turn. I think this is the point where I say, this is what's wrong with me. This is what's been going on. And move forward, move up, move on. And it's possible for you to do that too. And I believe in you, whoever you are, whatever stage you're watching this in. If you just found out you have bipolar disorder, there are those of us who are there with you. You are not alone. It is not the end. And there are solutions. Things do get better. So I'll quit rambling now, and just wanted to catch up with you guys, and I'll show you the weather real quick here. You can see how nice it is, and it looks good, and it's all wobbly, but yeah, you can go. It's summertime. It's really nice. You can kind of hear the cicadas going. It's been a hot one for sure, but it's coming to a close pretty quickly, and hopefully I'm gonna try to actually make videos a little more frequently. This has been quite a while since I made a video, but I think life just got going. I got a new car, got all these things going on. My old one was it was damn near dead. So regardless, that's my update. That's what's going on. But most of all, be supportive of other people and let other people support you. I think of you. I want the best for you, and you're not alone. Just remember that, okay? And I'll see you soon, guys.